So this is Semen Retention and the Fight for Your Masculinity Part 9. So, I'm just going to go ahead and finish up this series. But I was listening to a elite track. Well, and it really, with me being a Cancer, like it really had me riding in the waves. And one of the topics in this song was just like, take it for granted, being taken for granted. Something that's easily available and you can have it at any time and you just get used to it being there. That's, think about that symbolically as just a person, People get taken for granted all the time. I've been taken for granted before, and I can remember because people in general will take you for granted. And then people that you know who are into your life for a certain period of time, they'll take you for granted, because they have this idea of you, but then when you kind of start exhibiting, like this is just one situation where you start exhibiting lower qualities or lower traits, then a person can start to deem you as being less valuable, But I like to double back, to the early Drake era. Around this time it was like 2011. And I was just coming out of a breakup. And so I ended up getting a friend request from this girl. And, she had heard some things about me. And I still appreciate this homie to this day because it was a particular homie, who she had told me had been speaking my name up, And so she sends me a friend request. She sends me a message, after I accept it and we get chopping it up. And so I end up sending her my number and everything. We end up linking up on campus, because these are the college days. So we end up linking up on campus. And this girl, she used to text me every day, all day for a month, And I'm gonna have to break this story down, into segments and shit. But, because there's so many layers to this, but point being is that, like she text me all day, every day, and just coming out of we were both coming out of a relationship, but this is primarily about me, She, I wasn't used to that, like it was refreshing. It was refreshing coming out of a relationship, and when you've been in a long-term relationship and that person is no longer there, like you can't help but feel it. Like you can't help but see the absence, and it's like it's magnified times 10, and it just hits you. You know what I'm saying? That shit can hit you. It can hit you very, very deeply. You know what I'm saying? And so this girl popped up out of nowhere. We talking every day. She hit me up, good morning, all day. And I smiled at her because I was like, damn, it was something that I can appreciate then and you can still appreciate it now, But there was a situation where, we kind of had a falling out. Now, granted, I'm the type of person I hold myself accountable in situations, but this was not my fault. You know what I'm saying? This was reflective of things that she had going on within her that she couldn't accept. You know what I'm saying? And that she was projecting. So one day we were on campus. And it was me, her, and a friend of hers. Now she had these two gay best friends, and I always kind of side-eyed them, not because they were gay, but because I could feel just this messy energy from them, and them being men, you know what I'm saying? And so we're sitting at this table in the library, and she asked me, because at that time my major was like anthropology and sociology. That's a double major. So she's taking a sociology class, and so she asked me, she's like, hey, can you make me a study guide? So I was like, yeah, I'll do you a study guide. So her and her friend and one of the gay dudes, they having a conversation. Now, granted, she knows him She knows him. Damn, my battery low. But she knows, I mean, he knows her better than I do, you know, because I think apparently they went to the same high school or something. But they're going back and forth joking, and I'm just dead quiet because I'm just like, well, man, I just wanted to kick it with her. You know what I'm saying? Not his friend, but whatever. So they start talking about sex. And so then she was like, she looks at me and she was like, you think I'm a virgin? Now this is how I am. I don't when I'm meeting a person, I don't assume shit about people. If I don't have knowledge, I don't assume to have that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that's consistent about me. If I don't have the knowledge on that, I'm not gonna sit here and act as if I do. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, you think I'm a virgin? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's how it was. I was like, I don't know, because I'm like, you could be, you couldn't, but you can't just, looks don't always give you the answers that you need. You know what I'm saying? You can't just go off that shit and be like, oh yeah, she probably, you know, fantasy is one thing, but reality is another. So speed it on up. Later on, I'm riding a bus back to main campus. I think I had just got out of my last class, and so I was riding the bus to main campus. And so I asked her, I was like, I texted her, I was like, so are you a virgin? I was like, yeah, I just thought I asked. And so she was like, well, you already made your assumption anyway, so why does it matter? See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If I had already made an assumption, then I wouldn't have seen the need to even ask the question, because I would have already had the answer based off my assumption. Whether or not my assumption was right or wrong, if I was one of those type of people where I felt like my assumption was correct and I just went off of that, then there would have been no need to ask a question. Because those who ask questions are those who do not have answers, and they seek to want to know answers. So she called it. I was like, you know what, forget it. And we ain't talked for like 2-3 months after that. You know, and so my battery low, but I'm going to end up doing another segment to this video because it's going to tie into some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? And we just going to start, you know, with the stories, like we're going to start putting things into perspective. But just to say one thing about it, it's like my relationship with her, even though it always looked like it was going to be something more serious, it ended up being that. But it really had the underline of just taking your time to just get to know somebody and not wishing things. You know what I'm saying? Because with her, I ended up cutting her off some years down the line, probably 4 or 5 years into our friendship, just because of certain things that I was aware of about her that just rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? And just in terms of like being a man and just being a person in general, getting to that point where you draw the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to remember yourself. You have to remember who you are. And when you don't know where you stand with a person, then you have to decide where you stand, where they stand with you. Especially if they're giving misleading or conflicting, you know, information. You know, so I'm gonna talk more about this in the next video. My battery's low, I need to charge it up. But like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler back at you guys. Salud.